Daniel Bevan here from the Best Drivers podcast, and we are back with another very, very disappointing play ratings. Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester City 1. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'll talk about it in episode 61, which will be coming out on Monday, but let's just get right into it. Ederson, I want to give him a 0 just because I don't like him anymore. I don't want him here, but he didn't do anything wrong. Give him a 6. This might surprise you, but I'm giving all three of the back of the defenders 7.5. It is not their fault. They played a great game. They were the reason why we were able to have 90% possession. They did their jobs for 90 minutes or for 80 minutes, 7.5 for Kyle Walker, 7.5 for Ruben Diaz, 7.5 for Laporte. I don't think they did anything wrong. I don't care if they let in a goal. It's irrelevant because we shouldn't have been in that position anyway. The midfield, we had 85, 90% possession the entire game, Let's go to Rodri, 7. I don't think he did anything crazy. I don't think he did anything terrible either. He almost scored the header. That would have been nice if he got that. Game would be completely different, but I'll give him a 7. Bernardo Silva, he gets a 7.5 because the goal was it's a good finish. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't in the top corner, but you got a shot on target. I mean, that's really what you need to do, and he did that. So this is probably one of his better games recently. 7.5 for Bernardo. Next, we'll go to Gundogan. 7. Again, we had 90% possession. He played well, I guess. He made some good runs. We just couldn't really get anything going in the final third, but I'll give him a 7. I don't think he deserves any low markings because of the result. Because again, I don't think the result's his fault. Kevin De Bruyne. Now, he made some great moments, but I have to give him a 6.5. I'm really worried about this guy because sure, he does a great cross to Rodri where it should go in, but and there's other times where all you have to do is play a ball into the space, Haaland's in, and he just passes it right to the defender. I don't know what's going on with Kevin. It's really tough to see. This is not the player that I know. 6.5. Really not much else to say. However, he wasn't the biggest problem. He was not the biggest problem. Let's go to the biggest problems. Let's start with Foden. I was actually going to give him like a 5.5 because I think he played well in the first half. Destroyed Renan Lodi. Absolutely destroyed him. But your end product, your delivery in the box, there was nothing there. So, and then in the second half, you're literally the reason we lost the game. It's not a 2v2, it's not a 2v1, it's a 2v goalkeeper. It's you with the ball, it's Haaland in the space. You play Haaland, you score, it's game over. He decides to hold on to it longer than he needs to. He kind of slips, there's no pressure, and he just gives it away. I don't know, man. I see players get big contracts and then they fall off. We saw that with Bruno. We see that with a lot of players. Pogba's another one. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to give him time. He's been fantastic for us his entire career, so I'm going to give him some time. But yeah, this is not good. This phone performance was not good. He shouldn't have played 90 minutes either, so we'll talk about that. But yeah, I got to give him a 4. Moving on to Grealish, I was actually going to give him closer to a 7. I thought he was energetic. He's the Jack Grealish who we bought. He was going forward, being positive. But at the end of the day, you know what? I'm done trying to give sympathy ratings to Grealish. I don't care if he's played better than usual. He's still playing crap compared to what he needs to be doing. His his end product is terrible. Even the goal he scored against Arsenal, it was a deflection. Like Sterling could finish some of these goals off, some of these chances off, and that's saying a lot because I'm not a big fan of Sterling. So 6 out of 10 for Grealish. I'm done. Yeah, I'm done with the sympathy votes for him. He's playing better, which is good, but we want an excellent player, for 100 million, and he's not delivered that yet. So, and then we got to go to the man, Haaland. Now listen, I want to be very, very clear. This guy could literally not score for the rest of the season, and he would still have a better season than most Premier League players have ever had in history. So let's not go crazy with Haaland's not that good or we're better without him. It's irrelevant. However, today he was crap. 4 out of 10. Probably the lowest I think I would ever mark him for this season. He didn't have a ton of chances, but he had enough to score. Obviously the one that hits the post where he drills it low, which is fine. It's a good technique. You drill it low, bounces, hits the post. He then gets it back. And by the way, he's all on his left foot. And then you're lacing it from 6 yards out. It's just, it's just, what do you do? And then the penalty that he tried to get, I think it was Warrell, touched him on the shoulder and he goes down when he's in for 1v1. I couldn't believe it. That's a 4 out of 10 performance from Haaland. I could even mark him lower. I'm gonna go 4 because I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. And again, he should have scored when Foden should have passed him the ball, but yeah, 4 out of 10 for Haaland is very disappointing. Now, I would go to the subs, and actually, let's go to the subs here. Let's go to the sub. In the 88th minute, I'm going to talk about Pep, don't you worry. In the 88th minute, Julian Alvarez comes on. World Cup winner, by the way. My question is this. When has it been okay? When have we just decided that Erling Haaland's going to play 90 minutes a game no matter what? It's ridiculous. He's not had a good game. You take him off after 70 minutes. You have a World Cup winner on the bench. Play him. He's fantastic. In a game like that, he probably scores 2 goals, actually. Julian Alvarez comes on. Didn't really notice him. 6 out of 10, whatever. And then guess who he subs on next? A minute later. Ake. He He subbed on Ake. What's he gonna do? We need a goal. What's he gonna do? It's just 6 out of 10 Ake. Let's just get right onto the big story, which is Pep. I gave you a 9 out of 10 against Arsenal because it was the biggest game of the season. You needed to win. It was away from home, and you got it done. You get 9 out of 10. Today, Nottingham Forest, you get a 1. You get a 1. What the hell is the point of going to Arsenal and getting a victory? Just for the next game, you're dropping 2 points against literally a team you had 90% possession against. It's embarrassing. And the fact that you made a sub after 88 minutes, it was a stalemate. They wanted a draw. We wanted to score. It was the same thing for 80 minutes in the game, and you didn't make a sub. You have world-class Riyad Mahrez on the bench. You have World Cup winner Julian Alvarez on the bench. You need a goal. Play them. 65 minutes, 70 minutes, whatever. When did their manager sub? He made subs after 58 minutes, 72 minutes, 70. Nottingham Forest subbed all 5 players before we subbed our first player. Just an absolute reactive performance from Pep. It's a 1 out of 10. There's nothing else to say. I genuinely do not want this guy managing my club next season. I don't. I really don't. I think this guy's overhyped. He's just like a super pretentious, like, you know, he thinks he knows everything. Mate, you've managed at Barcelona when they were winning before you got there. You managed at Bayern Munich. They were winning before you got there. And guess what? Now you're managing at Man City. And guess what? We were winning before you got here. This idea that this guy's just a magician is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. People talking about, you know, he's better than Jose Mourinho. Are you serious? Not even close. Not even close. Yeah, this is probably the most overrated manager in history. So yeah, 1 out of 10 for Pep. Nothing else to say. I want him out my club. The fact that Eric Ten, you think Eric Ten Hag would come into this team and like be struggling for results? We would have won by March. You know, by March we would have won the trophy. We probably would have won the Champions League. We're not going to win the Champions League with this guy. We're not, because he's going to try some crap that he thinks he's just some genius and he just made up. Oh my God, we're going to do inverted this. We're going to do fluid motion. We're going to do hybrid formation. You know, all this crap. Sean Dyche comes to Nottingham Forest with this Manchester City team. He gets a win. So why are you trying to overcomplicate? You had so much time to make subs, and they made 5 subs before you made 1. And by the way, we need a goal, and you take off the only creative player we have on our team. Dude, get this guy out of my club. I get it. All the non-Manchester City fans can be like, you're whining. He's won 25 Premier Leagues for you guys and all this other crap. I don't care. I could have won a Premier League with this team. It's not some super incredible feat. It's not what you think it is. Unbelievable, man. Yeah, there's not really much else to say, man. I'll speak on the game in episode 61 coming out Monday. But yeah, absolute joke. My morning's been terrible. Aston Villa choking against Arsenal and now this. So yeah, whatever.